All right, Faithful, just wanted to get on here for a little bit and do a little recap of 49ers and Titans. Interesting game. I think you guys have probably already heard enough in terms of the local media's take and just in general the media in terms of looking at, good offensive game. Brock was really good, especially on third down and hitting Jawan. Jawan's got 7 TDs now for the season. So, man, props to Jawan for continuing to get it done, especially in the red zone. And that's kind of where I want to start. I would say that the 49ers didn't have any punts. And so offensively, they did their thing, 37 points, probably could have put up more points, to be honest. But a couple of times there had penalties and some kind of weirdness happen. And so they had to settle for 3. But overall, 49ers just did a really good job in this football game offensively. And, Brock was hitting crossing routes. He was getting loose when he needed to and ran for, 30-yard gain and then kind of showed the guy the ball. We've all seen that already online probably a couple dozen times. And he apologized afterwards. But, at the end of the day, you're out there having fun and nobody thinks Brock is trying to show anybody up. I think he gets caught up in the moment and he gets excited, and he's just a guy that plays with a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, and he likes to make plays, and that's what you want. You want that out of everybody, but especially out of your quarterback. So I just thought, the 49ers overall did what they needed to do. This wasn't a situation where they really needed to be dominant. I know that folks were saying, they wish the 49ers were more dominant, but they didn't need to be dominant. They really just needed to win. And, Vegas was like, hey, we need you to cover. I think the spread was, not that we do much talk about that, but the spread was like 12 and a half, and the 49ers won by 13. So, right where they were expected to beat beat the Titans. And so this was a game to me that really was well in hand. It was 31-10 with about 2 minutes and change to go in the third quarter. And then the 49ers kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. Probably on both sides of the ball, to be honest. They had 6 points the rest of the way, but like I said, they probably could have put up 40. They still had a whole quarter to go, and they really didn't need to, right? They were just converting and trying to drain some clock, and did enough, right? They did enough, and so. Look, in terms of the run defense, I want to attack that right now as far as what the 49ers can do. I think the 49ers need to keep getting healthier. You're going to get Tatum Bethune back. You're going to get Sam Okawano back. So when you get Sam O and you get Tatum back, that should help things a lot. As far as in general, is this going to be a much better defense from now until the end of the season, whenever that ends, right? Because 49ers now are in really good shape to not only make the playoffs, but, this is going to be a huge, huge Thursday nighter to watch for all of us watching the Rams and Seahawks go at it. Look, it was an ugly win for the Seahawks against the Colts, and Old Man Rivers almost got him. Sorry to say it like that, but, all jokes aside, I think he obviously proved that he can still, hang in there, made a few throws, threw a touchdown, did more than the Seahawks offense really, because Seahawks had all field goals. They didn't get one touchdown in that football game, and they managed to pull it out. But really, let's be very honest, it took a 56-yard field goal that even these days, you don't want to be relying on that every week. And on the other side, my gosh, that 60-yarder by Groupie could have been good from, 65 plus. So you got to give those guys credit. They battled. It was a defensive game. That's what it became. That's what it turned into, which probably is something the Colts didn't mind, especially getting Rivers back in the fold after 5 years. It's like, hey, let's have our defense bring their lunch pail, do their thing, maybe get a touchdown, a bunch of field goals. We get out of here with a win. Almost came to fruition, but they left probably 40 seconds left on the clock, 37, 40 seconds, something like that. And, that was enough. That was enough for Seattle to get in there. Sam Darnold got him in field goal range, and the rest is history. But, at the end of the day, I actually, it doesn't bother me too much that they won because, again, even as a Niner fan, because I'm looking at the fact that, had they lost, maybe they'd be a little more desperate to try to win this game on Thursday night against the Rams. I still think that they're not desperate, but they really want to have it. They're really hungry for it. But that being said, the fact that they barely beat them and it was a hard fought game, but they still did it, right? They still stayed within range. Now I think it becomes even bigger that they start fast and that they don't have another grinder of a game. And again, the Rams are a much different opponent because the offense that they can provide is just at a different pace than what the Colts are doing right now. Again, bringing Rivers into the fold so late, and a guy who's been 5 years removed from playing ball. So it's a different beast, completely different beast. Now that said, I mean, you have Devontae Adams who went down, another injury. I mean, Micah Parsons is out for the year. It does. I don't know about what the deal is with Devontae, but it sounds like it's a hamstring. Maybe won't play. I mean, that's a big piece. It's a big piece of their puzzle. I mean, that's kind of like the Jawan piece for us, especially in the red zone, because he's just a guy that can make contested catches unlike anybody they have other than Puka Nacua. But still, I mean, it's much better to have two of those guys than just one. And Devontae's been the best or one of the best receivers in the game for 10 years. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a battle. It always is. It's the NFC West. It's always seems to come down to a field goal or a turnover or special teams blunder or a play. And so, again, all of us should be watching really keenly this Thursday because, I mean, if the Seahawks pull that off, then 49ers go into Indianapolis. You're already going in with confidence, but you're going in with a lot more confidence. Tighten things up on defense. Make sure, try to get Tatum back, try to get Samo back, and tighten up that run defense. I don't know what happened with Elliott. Jordan Elliott was stretching pregame and got hurt, and something happened. So I know he didn't play. So I don't know what the deal is there, but maybe that affected the run defense as well. You don't want to lose one of your starting D tackles or especially one of your better run stopping D tackles. And so, again, all these things aren't things that we talk about too much during the game, and sometimes they're not talked about at all afterwards, but they're all factors, especially when you're looking for bodies right now, right? The 49ers don't have Fred Warner and don't have Bosa. We've known that already. But that's why guys like Tatum Bethune and Samo coming back, maybe Yetur Gross-Matos. I don't know if Yetur is coming back, but his practice window's been open. He was limited this past week. So we'll see on him against the Colts on Monday night. He has an extra day. These guys are going to get an extra day to prep. So that'll be interesting. See how many more healthy bodies we can get to stuff that run. Because, again, Jonathan Taylor is looming. And the Colts probably don't want to be throwing it all over the yard anyways because they're trying to protect their 44-year-old quarterback currently in Phillip Rivers. So I think they want to play another defensive struggle type of game if they have it their way. 49ers would do well to, I think, start fast and get the clamps on them with touchdowns early if they can. And that, again, of course, it would be great to have Ricky back, but regardless, you need to start fast and get going, right? You need to make big plays. Explosives will be at a premium, I believe, on Monday night. But if the 49ers can crack that code and get into the end zone, I mean, we've seen the limitations now that this offense has, at least